This is expectation around continuing education, and really this needs to start with you, okay? You need to set an expectation for yourself on what you expect to complete from a day-to-day. Mine is I do 1 hour of education every day, 1 hour plus. It's always plus. It's never just 1 hour. It's 1 hour plus. Okay? I set a timer and I go as hard as I possibly can for that hour. On top of that, I also do it takes about 30 minutes a day, but I always watch 6 of these videos every single day. Okay? Homework at, like for instance, homework at Grit Gym from an administrative standpoint, homework out here is not optional. Okay? Each person that works at Grit Gym, it is not optional. You have to turn in, you have to log 6 videos per day. That's 30 videos per week, and then you have to turn in your homework at the weekly meeting. Okay? The first time that you fail to turn in this homework, it's a written warning. It's just like, man, you're written up. Like it's like if you get 3 write-ups on anything, that's grounds for immediate termination. It doesn't mean that you are going to be terminated. It just means that it's grounds for it. 3 times, not 1 time. So first time that you don't turn in your homework, it's a written warning. The second time, it's a $1 dock and pay per hour. So if you're at $15 per hour for this 2-week pay period, we're going to dock your pay by $1 per hour. That's just being upfront. It's just what we do. Okay? There has to be some level of consequence, because like if you're not willing to push yourself, like we're probably not going to want you on the team here anyway, right? And then the third time that you don't meet the expectation of 30 videos per week, you're up for grounds for termination, okay? Because like you're obviously not on board with what we're trying to do. You're obviously not on board with pushing yourself as hard as you possibly can. You're not doing your best, because everybody's best is way beyond 6 videos per day. Okay? So you have not set an appropriate expectation for yourself, so that means that you should not be on the team here, because you're not about the mission. Hey, you're not about the mission if you're not doing 6 videos per day. So just don't make it an option on yourself. Set that expectation for yourself that homework is not optional. Doing the continuing education is not optional. It has to be done. And the first thing that we do out here is this video series right here. We're training to be better coaches. Okay, that's first. You're going to go through all of those, 6 videos per day. The second one is the 100 ways to stay focused. Okay, you're going to crank out each one of those. Okay, that's going to take you a certain amount of time. You just got to continually put it in. The third one is the sales training. Okay, and the thing about like sales training, like kind of gets a bad reputation, right? Like sales, ooh, gross, But the thing is, like sales is just influence. It's just getting people to do what is best for them, right? And your ability to help a person is subordinate to your influence upon them. If you can't influence them to come in and use your service, you can't influence them to do the squats and to eat the food and to go to sleep at a good time, then you can't actually help them. So your influence matters. So we're going to get into this kind of sales influence type training stuff, okay? And every week, it's a minimum of 30 videos. You have to do 30 videos. And really, you should be pushing well beyond this, okay? These videos are required. So you log in, and you do these videos, and then you have your numbers and you just write out the answers to each one of the questions. You do the exercises. You do the homework, okay? And when you're done, you turn it in. And when you're all done with all of these, then you go back and you start at the beginning of becoming a better coach. The 100 ways to stay focused, the sales training. You just keep on repeating that over and over and over again. Guys, the more times that you hear it, the more, you cannot read the same book twice. Okay? If you read the same book twice, by the time you get to the end of the book, you're a different person than when you began. Then you start that book over, you're a different person. You start that book over, you're a different person by the end. You cannot read the same book twice. Okay? So you're a different person each time you go through these, so you want to be putting this information in your mind. Some of it can sound kind of brainwashy, but the thing about brainwashing is that if I'm going to get brainwashed anyway. If I'm going to watch the news, I'm going to listen to radio, I'm going to be around my parents, my friends, all these different people. They are going to influence me and I'm going to influence them, and we're going to have this influence kind of symbiotic relationship, right? Where we're learning from each other. Well, I'm going to get a brainwashing off of that. If I'm going to get brainwashed, if it's inevitable that I'm going to get brainwashed, I want to control the brainwashing. So you want to be putting these videos in your mind every single day, all right? What is the expectation that you have for you on your continuing education? We've made it very clear. What's ours? You're going to do 30 videos a week, okay? 6 videos per day. All right, what's your expectation for you? Set it right now. Write it down on a piece of paper. Put that on your wall, okay? That is the expectation. Then commit to that thing. Leave no other option but to nail that thing. I can't tell you like how big of a deal this is. I started doing this when I think I was 19, where I started to devote 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day. Okay, we're well over a decade later now, and like I can't tell you the amount of knowledge and the amount of wisdom and the amount that you accumulate over that time, and how you keep on adding up. Okay. In the last year, for instance, in the last year, I actually just found out that I spent more on my education in the last year than my cousin spent on his last year of medical school. That's nuts. I mean, he graduated, or he finished medical school a few weeks ago, and in the last year, I actually spent more money on my education than he spent on that year of medical school. Okay, in the same year. Right? That's how devoted I am to this thing. So what's your devotion? What's your expectation for you, man? I hope that I can I can spend 10 times that amount of money very soon on my education to put more in. Okay? What's the expectation that you have for you? Because what you put in here cannot be taken away. No one will ever be able to take this for you. You buy an asset somewhere, you buy, like you put money in the stock market, let's say, somebody can come in and take that from you. The government can take that from you. They can seize your assets. No one can seize this asset from me. Okay? So what is your expectation for you? You know, I remember one time. This is a long time ago. I was probably 20 years old, and I had this girlfriend at the time, and I didn't even have a desk. I just had like a bed and a room, this really small apartment, and then my girlfriend was over, and she wanted to go do something. I was like, I got to study for an hour. She's like, what's it matter if nobody knows that you know all this stuff? And I was just like that. It was like that moment, dude. I was just like, this is not the girl for me. Like, she doesn't understand how much I value this thing, and I've told her, it's like, I'm committed to this. You know, if I'm going to be with somebody, I want somebody around me that's like, yeah, you push, you go, you study, you work. Okay, you got a big dream and you got to fulfill it. You got a big purpose, you got to fulfill it. Okay, that's the kind of person I want around me. Okay, like that girl and I broke up 100% over this 1 hour study thing. Like, how committed are you to your continuing education? Set the expectation for yourself right now. Write it down, put it on your wall.